Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin, the podcast where we bring you the latest news and updates from around the world. We have a packed show for you, with stories that will keep you informed and up to date on current events. Our top story today comes from Canada, where Prime Minister Mark Carney has secured a majority government after his Liberal Party swept 3 by-elections. This gives the Liberals full control of Parliament, allowing them to push forward with their agenda without needing the support of other parties. The by-elections were held on April 13th, and the results were seen as a significant victory for Carney and his party. Carney's majority government is expected to have a major impact on Canada's economy and trade relationships, particularly with the United States. The Prime Minister has been vocal about the need for Canada to be more independent and less reliant on the U.S., and this new majority government will give him the power to make significant changes. One of his first moves was to announce federal tax breaks on petrol and jet fuel, aimed at easing energy costs that have skyrocketed since the U.S. and Israel began striking Iran. The Liberal Party's victory was also made possible by a series of party defections since the 2025 election, with 4 Conservatives and 1 left-wing New Democratic lawmaker joining the Liberal caucus. While some have criticized Carney for earning his majority through these defections, he has dismissed the criticism, saying that every elected lawmaker has the right to support the government program. As we move forward, it will be interesting to see how Carney's majority government shapes Canada's relationships with other countries, particularly in light of the current global situation. We'll be keeping a close eye on developments and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're continuing our coverage of global news, and today we're focusing on a developing story that's unfolding in the Andaman Sea. Reports are emerging that a boat carrying Rohingya refugees has capsized, leaving approximately 250 people missing. The vessel, which set off from Bangladesh, was headed for Malaysia when it encountered harsh weather conditions, including heavy winds and rough seas. According to the UN High Commissioner for Refugees, the trawler was overcrowded, which likely contributed to its capsizing. The exact circumstances surrounding the incident are still unclear, but preliminary information suggests that the boat was carrying around 280 people, including men, women, and children. The Bangladesh Coast Guard has managed to rescue 9 individuals from the sea, including 1 woman. This tragic event highlights the devastating human cost of protracted displacement and the continued absence of durable solutions for the Rohingya people. For years, many have embarked on perilous journeys in an attempt to flee persecution in Myanmar or overcrowded refugee camps in Bangladesh. The UNHCR and other organizations are calling on the international community to increase and sustain funding for life-saving assistance for Rohingya refugees in Bangladesh. It's essential to acknowledge the complexities of this issue and the need for a comprehensive solution that addresses the root causes of displacement. The Rohingya crisis is a long-standing one, with its roots in decades of discrimination and violence against the minority group in Myanmar. As we continue to follow this story, we'll provide updates and insights from experts and those affected by the crisis. The international community must come together to support the Rohingya people and work towards finding a lasting solution to their plight. In the meantime, our thoughts are with the families of those missing and affected by this tragedy. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we wrap up today's show, let's take a closer look at the latest developments in defense spending. The Australian government has announced a significant increase in defense funding, with an additional $50 billion allocated over the next decade. This move is aimed at strengthening the country's military capabilities and addressing emerging security threats. According to Defense Minister Richard Marles, the new defense strategy will focus on self-reliance and tapping into alternative forms of funding, including equity-based financing and private sector investment. The government claims that this increased spending will bring defense expenditure to 3% of GDP by 2033, using a North Atlantic Treaty Organization (NATO) definition that includes military pensions and a broader definition of military infrastructure. However, some experts have raised concerns that this accounting method may not accurately reflect the true increase in defense spending. Retired Major General Mick Ryan has warned that the Australian Defence Force (ADF) may be becoming too focused on naval capabilities, potentially marginalising the Army and Air Force. Others, like retired senior Army officer Ian Langford, argue that increased investment in air defense technology is crucial to protecting the nation from drone and missile attacks. It's essential to consider multiple perspectives on this issue, as the allocation of defense funds has significant implications for national security and the economy. While some may view this increase in spending as a necessary measure to address growing threats, others may argue that it divert resources away from other critical areas, such as education or healthcare. As we conclude today's discussion, it's clear that the debate surrounding defense spending will continue to be a contentious issue. We'll be keeping a close eye on developments and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.